I'm Cape Joel, and you're watching another all-star episode of the Rack Attack, a weekly comic book show where I share with you 5 of my favorite books from the week that was. So, without further ado, let's hop right into it, shall we? Starting the attack off right for the week of Wednesday, January 6, 2016, we have a brand new book filled with some very familiar characters. That's right, it's the Uncanny X-Men, issue number 1.
So, after his excellent if criminally short-lived run, Cullen Bunn is back again in the world of the X-Men. As we join this new series, the Master of Magnetism has assembled a brand new team of more morally dubious mutants. These include, but are not limited to, Sabretooth, Psylocke, and even Archangel. Much like all the other new X-Men books, the focus of this story seems to be the threat of Terrigenesis and Terrigen Mist, which is killing and sterilizing mutants all over the world. Of course, as is often the case, Magneto and his team are choosing a much more frontal, much more aggressive way of dealing with the issue. It's in this story we find out there's a company out there taking mutant money to cryogenically freeze them until the whole Terrigenesis crisis is over. Magneto does not like this. He does not like this one bit. And as far as he's concerned, if you're sitting out during one of the darkest moments in mutant history, well then you're no friend to mutant kind, which makes you an enemy of him. Now, this was a much more action-heavy opening issue, and there's a lot of questions still to be answered, like why have all these mutants who were before pledging X-Men now pledging Magneto? How did he get a hold of the Blackbird, and is this Uncanny X-Men team actually sanctioned by the main X-Men group? I guess we're going to have to keep reading if we want to find that out. Overall, dug this first issue quite a bit. And as always, if you want to see my full review, just check out the annotation right there.
Next up on the Rack Attack, we're checking in with the Emerald Archer. That's right, it's Green Arrow, issue number 48.
This newest issue of Green Arrow saw Oliver Queen unleash the beast, as it were. Yeah, you see, in kind of a strange turn, this issue actually picks up from where the annual left off, wherein Oliver Queen was bitten by a werewolf-like creature and because of that contracted a werewolf-like disease. He goes into seclusion in the icy mountains, which I actually thought was pretty cool because it brings Green Arrow back to this whole, island survivalist thing that kind of forged the character in the first place. Plus, hey, he's got his goatee back, which is always good. He's forced to deal with getting all these new werewolf-like powers and abilities, but that gets more complicated once he finds out that he's not the only werewolf creature on the mountain, so he has to fight that guy. It's a weird, kind of interesting start to this newest story arc. I'm into it, but I'm just loving everything that's happening in the Green Arrow book currently.
Our third comic on the Rack Attack from this week comes to us from the pages of Secret Wars. It's a super group with superpowers. It's A-Force, issue number 1.
So yeah, I think it's safe to say right now that A-Force is maybe the only main all-new, all-different Marvel book to make direct reference to stuff that happened in Secret Wars. In fact, it takes place directly after that A-Force book. Now, despite being a teen book, this first issue focuses on Singularity. That's that female star child that we saw in the Secret Wars A-Force book. She wakes up in the brand new 616 universe and attempts to find her friends, only her friends don't remember who she is, and complicating matters, she's being chased by a similar looking entity, a red antimatter monster. Now, this is a G. Willow Wilson book, and like a lot of her other books, especially like Miss Marvel, she shows one of her great skills as a writer is being able to do action and comedy right next to one another. There's a great bit with a hipster couple who sees an alien craft fall from the sky and basically do their own hipster version of the Superman story, and I really like that. This is a cool book. I will definitely be coming back for issue 2. If you liked the Secret Wars A-Force book, then you are probably going to like this one a whole lot as well.
Our penultimate comic on the Rack Attack for this week is making its very first appearance on the show. It's a book I love, and it's one that I'm finally getting a chance to talk about. It's Detective Comics, issue number 48.
It's funny, for the longest time I actually stayed away from Detective Comics because I always felt it was the lesser of all the Batman titles, but man has it gotten good in the last little bit, especially ever since Gordon became Batman, because now the Detective Comic book is just like a straight up GCPD book, very similar to the stuff you would see in Gotham Central. This newest issue, brought to us by Peter J. Tomasi, finds Gordon investigating a murdered George Washington lookalike. And if you love that like me and you think that's wonderfully weird, well, it only gets better because Jimbo almost gets cut down by a flintlock pistol. It seems there's a new villain running around in Gotham with a penchant for stealing famous faces. This is a great setup to what I hope hope will ultimately be a great issue. The way I've always felt about the Batman books is that the main Batman book, that's the superhero book. That's where, the Dark Knight should be doing superhero stuff. But Detective Comics, as the name entails, that should be the mystery book. That should be the detective book, and it certainly looks like it's going that direction right now.
And last but certainly not least on the Rack Attack, it's more than just a game. It's Contest of Champions, issue number 4.
Now, if you're a listener to Blood Sweat Comics, you will know that I've actually been quite a booster of Contest of Champions, even though I never played the pad game until after reading the book. Maybe it's because I love seeing wacky alternate takes on famous characters like an Elektra who is actually Bullseye. This issue is especially cool because it focuses on Stick being, the main ringer of the Collector / Maestro team of fighters in the Contest of Champions. We learn a heck of a lot about him in this issue, how he kind of cheated death by joining the Contest of Champions, so he has a really invested interest in continuing to win. Beyond that, the issue is absolutely loaded with some, killer fight scenes between characters both new and old, and it even ends with the big stinger that the Maestro himself is going to be joining the contest, but he's not joining it alone because he's bringing Night Thrasher. Yeah, that's right, everyone's favorite skateboarding vigilante is now going to be part of Contest of Champions, and you know what? This is totally the sort of book where he would fly.
Well, Cape Joel fans, that will just about do it for me and another week of the Rack Attack. I hope you liked the show. I hope you liked the better sound and lighting quality. Again, for 2016, I'm really trying to challenge myself to make the show a lot better for you and for me as well. As always, I want you to sound off in the comment section down below. Tell me what were some of your favorite comics of the week and what are some books you're hoping to see me cover in the future. Until next time, everybody, Cape Joel out.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.